stars in the skies. Stay away from this ride. Don't be fooled by the thrill, they're just waiting to kill. Promised dreams, empty talk. Empty talk, they'll leave you in shock. Don't be retarded, be smart. Don't invest your whole heart. They'll promise you gold, believe you in the cold. Pump and dump schemes, it's all a smoke screen. Don't be fooled by the hype, don't get caught in the gripes. Don't be retarded, be wise. Don't fall for the lies. Don't be retarded, don't buy the hype. Penny stocks are just a slippery slide. Don't be lured by the dreams they sell. Avoid the trap and save yourself. Empty talk, they'll leave you in shock. Don't be retarded, be smart. Don't invest your whole heart. They'll promise you gold, but leave you in the cold. Pump and dump schemes, it's all a small screen. Don't be fooled by the hype, don't get caught in the gripes. Don't be retarded, be wise. Don't fall for the lies. Don't be retarded, don't buy the hype. Penny stocks are just a slippery slide. Don't be lured by the dreams they sell. Avoid the trap and save yourself.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the MK Show, TGIF. Happy Friday, whether it's your morning, afternoon, evening, night. I hope you are watching this on the appropriate day because we are here to celebrate some Friday shenanigans. Folks, I hope you're having a good one. I hope you're having a good one. Was I singing? Yes, that was all 100% me. I know on stream when you guys hear me sing, it sounds like the chalk nails on a chalkboard, if you will. But when I sing in the studio, I do sound like an auto-tuned female. So yes, that is me. A little bit of a secret for what goes on in production. But yeah, that is 100% my voice. Folks, I hope you're having a good one. I hope you are having an absolutely phenomenal morning. I hope you had a great night. And I hope you really had a pretty solid, profitable week. Yesterday, your boy took a hit. The vomit at the end of the day kind of screwed me over. But nonetheless, I kind of had a rock star Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, paying off Thursday, and then I'm hoping to continue to push things even higher. So yesterday, not my best day. Just when that whole repo thing was announced somewhere around 1:30, the reverse repo, and that was all a mess. It vomited. And I was good at 3:55, but then by 4 p.m., the final 5 minutes really screwed me over. But hey, sometimes that's how the market goes. Sometimes you take a bad beat. That related to options. You guys saw my futures trading. Crushed it. You also saw my morning scalp trades via public with spot game and everything. You saw that I crushed that. So overall, of course you want perfection across the board. Being I'm trading swing options, scalp options, a Piper option strategy, and futures. I like when all four align in a day. And yesterday, 3 of the 4 aligned, but that other one, You like to go for perfection. I like to set the bar high and try to achieve it, but I don't know. All I can do is bounce back, dust myself off, and try to go for perfection today. That's why I got up at the crack of dawn, crushed my 150 flights on the stair stepper. I honestly think if there were some sort of world ranking of stair stepping, I might be on there. I honestly don't know if I would be top because I'm sure there's bodybuilders or whatever out there trying to cut some K-cows to get ready for a show. But I think I would be on the leaderboard. So if any of you watching this right now somehow own and operate a stair stepping company, let's do a sponsorship, man. I want to be the official face of some sort of stair stepping company. I'm going to put that out into the universe. And just by some strange chance, you have a stair-stepping startup. I don't want to deal with bikes. I don't want to deal with treadmills. I don't want to deal with anything else. Exclusively stair-stepping. That's it. That's the only form of cardio I am willing to do. So if you're like, man, we have a brand new stair-stepping company. We just need some sort of haggard 29-year-old looking degenerate trader to be the face of it, oh, I'm your guy. I am 100% your guy. So let's just throw that out there. If you guys know any connections to the world of big stair stepping, make sure you're floating my name. Make sure you are floating my name. Greetings from Germany. Hola, mi amigo. I'm happy you are here joining us. It sounds like it's probably late afternoon, Friday night. What, are you just waiting to go out, grab some beer? You going to get some Weinstefan before? Like, is this like you're in between, like you're killing some hours at like the end of work and you're just waiting to go out on your Friday night? I appreciate you making some time, not only for me, but the rest of the Goonie community. And on that note, where's everyone from right now? That's not German? Hola? Hola, mi amigo is not German? Are you sure? Last time I checked, I'm pretty sure Hitler made his way to Argentina, so someone might want to fact check me on this one, but I'm pretty sure there's a strong presence in Argentina last time I looked into it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm getting my history messed up, but I think I'm on. Canada. We have Canadian people watching. For the people from Canada, how does Trudeau keep getting elected? This has honestly nothing to do with the show, nothing with my preparation or anything. But whenever I hear anything about Canada and Trudeau, everyone gets angry. Everyone gets irate. And what I don't understand, if every single social media thing I see about Trudeau is a negative one, am I just in the weirdest algorithm ever? Or can someone explain the math to me of how he keeps like getting elected? Like it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here because someone said that they're from Canada, and I just don't get it. The math isn't mathing, you know. The math's just simply not mathing. So I don't know. Let me know how it goes. But with that being said, yes, we are here to party. We are here to get ready for our classic Friday night outing at your local Texas Roadhouse. But to get ready for that outing, obviously we have to make a little bit of money. And to make a little bit of money, we have to be right on our degenerate bets within the stock market. And to be right with our degenerate bets within the stock market, we have to do a little bit of prep work. And that's exactly what we are going to be going into right now. So everyone, sit down. Calm down, buckle up, strap in your socks because I don't want to knock them off. And also, whoa, the coaster's sticking. Don't forget to get yourself another cup of iced coffee because it is almost a summer, or maybe it is a summer. I don't know. I don't really believe in like the whole solstice thing anymore. I've never seen one before, but if you do believe in the solstice, I think the summer one's coming up somewhat soon. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just kind of riffing it at this point. I don't know much about the whole seasonal thing. I know the seasonality of the stock market, but seasonality in the real world, I'm just not sold on it. Let's just put it that way. I'm not necessarily fully sold on it. All right, let's get into it. We have some news. Everyone secure your socks. I don't want to knock them off, but in the top left of your screen over there, you're going to see the S&P 500 vomited in the second half of the day, which cost me a couple $1,000s. In the lower left of your screen, you're going to see the NASDAQ, which has done basically the same thing. In the top right of your screen, you're going to see GameStop, which has been going down, down, down. We've been tracking that on Spot Gamma. No surprise to us. People have been selling calls like no other. It was just announced that Citron Research is now shorting the company, and they also announced like a mixed shelf offering this morning, and we'll be going over that. And in the bottom right of your screen, you're going to see AMC, which is pretty much tied to the hip of GME because a lot of people think of them the same. I don't know why people do, but right now AMC and GME definitely getting a little bit crushed. So I'll be giving you all the news on that, some of the data such as the short interest, what's going on with options, and then just some obviously thoughts and whatnot on the whole situation. So that's what we're going to be getting into. Dow futures are little change after blue chip average touches 40,000 for the first time. Yes, the S&P 500 hit a new all-time high. The NASDAQ 100 also hit a new all-time high, and it looks like I lost my price label, so let's get that up. 454.69. If you go through some of the other ones, If you look at IWM, close to an all-time high, but no cigar. And then DJI, the Dow Jones right here, all-time high just above 40,000. So not all of them, but most of the major indices that people have been tracking are at new all-time highs. I hope you've been crushing it. Now, with that in mind, I thought, oh, maybe it's pretty freaking obvious to be a bull here. And yet I still kind of got a little bit screwed yesterday. We can do some technicals in a little bit, but I do want everyone to know that I believe this is commonly referred to as a shooting star pattern. And what that is basically you go up, up, up. It tries to push higher, gets smacked, creates a wick, and it's kind of like an inverse hammer setup. A lot of chartists and candle analysts would look at this as a potential reversal pattern. So I just want to put that out there. And in my book, if today we start breaking yesterday's low, that would be suggestive to me of, at least in the short term, potentially the top being put in. But obviously there's other things that we can do in the real time. Real piece of shit this guy is. Made money off of retail views and donations, told people to hold, and now when it rips, he wants to put out bad news like Jim Cramer. Sellout. Ah, shucks, you got me. You're so right and informed and logical. Ah, man, what will I ever do in this world? What will I ever do if I just don't have the admiration of Life's a Cap? Someone who is just, you're so smart, you're so good, and I know that because I watch your show. Oh, wait, I forgot. No one knows who the fuck you are. Calm down there, Karen. Why don't you just sit on the bleachers while the rest of us are actually playing the game here? Sit down. It's going to be okay. It's going to be, you're going to be all right, little guy. It's okay. It's okay. I know the world is a big, scary place, but I think if you just, pucker up, you're going to be able to get through it. And you get back to me when anyone gives a fuck who you are. You could know. Stop talking, though, behind a screen. Technically, I'm in front of a screen. That doesn't even make sense. If I was behind the screen, that would be a horrible show. I'm very obviously in front of you think I memorized what's going on the screen and I'm somehow controlling the mouse on the backside? That doesn't even make sense. I'm behind the screen. That would literally be a horrible show. A lot of people wouldn't understand that show whatsoever. How many people do you have in here on your knees? How many people do you have in here on my knees? Who gave you these sayings? I think, is English like your second or third language? Ham, that's this week. You're late, piece of shit. Ham, that's this week. Who is your English teacher? Your sarcasm is terrible. Try harder. This isn't sarcasm. I mean this very literally. Like, are you okay? I mean, Jesus. They definitely were a little bit, when they were given IQ points out, they were a little bit sparing when they came to you. What? I don't know. I mean, if someone else in chat knows who this hoodlum is, you might want to check on him because it's going a little bit crazy. Us on Rumble might have to start metering Matt's YouTube chat reads tomorrow somehow. Awkward. Metering it? Now I'm getting confused by everyone. Across the board, I'm getting a little bit confused. All right, everyone simmer down. Everyone simmer down. No other content, so you continue to talk to me. Dude, do you see how many tabs I have open? If anything, I'm not even going to be able to get through all the content. I only have 18 minutes to go through like a gazillion tabs, no other content. Do you know what my CPU is doing right now? It sounds like a freaking Hummer is in here because of how many tabs I have open. Stop trying to dodge the fact that you're a clown. Nah, you got me. I am a clown. I am. You got me. That's the one thing that the internet's always been like, dude, when will this Matt Kohrs guy admit he's a clown? You got me. Shucks. Aw, shucks. I understand it. You're angry and lashing out because you're down big money. You're even more angry and lashing out at me because I was right. And you're really just giving some Fent vibes right now. I get it. I get it. Life would be tough if you were a broke dipshit like yourself. And I get it. If I were you, I'd be upset. If I had no money and if I could barely crack into a double-digit IQ arena, I would be upset too. So like, folks, let's not be mad at them. Like, understand that some people, just due to the genetic lottery and just the luck associated with life, are worse off. This is a person who needs our help. This is a person who you should not admonish. This is not a person who you should try to, proverbially fight with. This is a person who we should feel bad for. This is a person who needs charity because they are literally way worse off in life than you. So let's understand that not everyone's going to be born with a full deck, And this is obviously just like one of those people. So please help them out. Obviously, it's going to take some time, patience, discipline. Don't get angry at them. They're not playing with a full deck of cards, and it's going to be okay. YouTube full of Kyles and Karens. I don't know if I want to yell at all the Kyles. I think there's a big Kyle meetup this week in Kyle, Texas. I think they're going for a new world record or something like that. Just when you thought tensions could not get high enough in today's show, yes, I'm about to present some of the most wild information I've read in a hot minute. An Indiana judge ruled that tacos and burritos are quote unquote Mexican style sandwiches. Like I said, blows my mind. Blows my mind that I'm starting off the show with such a high tension subject. But folks, my job as a content creator is to report to you some of the biggest ongoings in the world. And this is the biggest news I've read in the calendar year. An Indiana judge has ruled that tacos and burritos are in fact Mexican style sandwiches. I'm going to give everyone an appropriate moment to let this news settle, because I know it could be jarring to many. I know it could be jarring to many of you in here, but it's legally ruled upon. And this is the question of the day. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. You can call into the Matt Kohrs Show right now. The phone number is 570-209-8435. Once again, 570-209-8435. Call in. Do you agree with this judge, or do you have a specific issue with this judge? We will be playing those voicemails in a few minutes. Call in. Let me know if you, in fact, believe that both tacos and burritos, this isn't just tacos, this isn't just burritos, this is tacos and burritos, are Mexican style sandwiches. Crazy. Breaking news. I know that's why you guys come here. You guys come here for the most hard-hitting news, and I'm not scared of reporting it. I'll let you guys know what you need to know. Speaking of other pretty wild things going on, so just yesterday, the President of the United States, Mr. Joe Biden, announced that he's probably going to be bringing down, reclassifying the old devil's lettuce, the old jazz cabbage, the old wacky tobacco, if you will. Today, my administration took a major step to reclassify the old MJ from a Schedule 1 drug to a Level 3, a Schedule 3, which means a lot less severe. It's important we move toward reversing long-standing inequities, which is interesting because he's one of the people that even made the inequity an inequity to begin with.
It's drugs, stupid. It's drugs. It's drugs, stupid. It's drugs. And it is. It is drugs. This statement is unfortunately necessary in the face of rising drug abuse among our children. While drug abuse among adults is holding steady, all the surveys tell us that more and more children are falling prey to drugs. Anecdotal for 1 second, went to one of our leading high schools, public high schools in my state, and one of the leading private high schools. In the midst of the campaign, asked them about what they thought about marijuana, how many thought it was harmless. 85% of the kids raised their hand. First time since the 1974 I've had a debate in a high school with children about whether or not, why isn't it legal? It's the old 1974 argument when I got started in this business. So we have to understand there are 39 million children under the age of 10. If not 0.1% increase in the percent of those who try drugs occurs, we will still have an 8 or 9% increase in the number of crimes committed as a consequence of drugs because that population is going to balloon. So holding steady is not enough. It will create a crime wave like we haven't seen in the next 10 years unless we do something about it now. So we must also expand the drug courts to cover 50,000 more children. A vast improvement on the no drug testing, no treatment, and no threat of punishment system that typifies so many juvenile courts today. 600,000 convicted, first-time drug abusers walk in the street without one single solitary sanction against them. Drug courts are not lenient. They are tougher. They are tougher.
Do you think at the moment in time that he was doing this, do you think he would be knowing that in the future he'd be undoing his own arguments? And also, do you think he knows that he was talking basically about his own son, who was a little bit more than just a MJ user? I'm pretty sure there's a couple pictures of him with a legit crack pipe. But it's not just good old Joe. It's his VP, Kamala Harris. No one should go to jail for smoking the reefer. We have pardoned tens of thousands of people with federal convictions or for simple marinara possession, which is interesting because when she was working in California, she actually put thousands of people in prison. So a little bit hypocritical, but obviously community notes for the win. They really never miss. At present, there are only 24 pardons granted by Joseph Biden listed on the Department of Justice. So yeah, she's saying that they pardoned tens of thousands, but the number's literally 24. We're in double digits. So obviously you have community notes hitting her pretty freaking hard. But I don't know if you guys missed it or not. Congress went wild yesterday. There was a special hearing and MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, they were fighting, which prompted more people to fight. And honestly, it's some of the best entertainment you can possibly find. So this all went down yesterday.
Okay. Ms. Greene agrees to strike her words.
I believe she needs to apologize. No.
Perry,
Apologize.
hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's going to be recognized, then Ms. Greene
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then
Okay,
you're
reserve
not
the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am
Mr.
not
Perry,
apologizing.
Now let's go.
I'm
Come
not
on, guys.
apologizing.
Why don't you debate me?
Mr. Chairman, the
it's
minority.
pretty self-evident.
You're not.
Yeah, you're
out
not.
of order.
You don't have enough
You're out of order.
intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Okay, move to strike
I'd like to strike those words as well.
I move to
I would
strike
like to
the
strike those
lady's
as well.
words again.
That's 2 requests to strike. That's 2 requests to strike.
Oh, they cannot take the
There's
words.
another motion to strike her words again. Please
All right.
get
Okay.
your members under
Here's
control.
the correct apology. Ms. Greene, do you agree to unanimous consent to strike your words?
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll strike
right.
my words,
That-
but I'm not
all right.
apologizing.
Without objection.
I'm not
without
saying
objection.
sorry.
Okay. Ms. Greene
All right,
agrees to strike.
so that was exciting, but it didn't end there. It got real petty, and I am 100% here for it. So at first it was MTG and AOC, and then Jasmine Crockett, she decided to join in, and there's 2 little clips here that are the most fascinating thing an elected official has ever said.
Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would
Bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Would that be against the rules? Point of order, just a quick question, a wild question just off the tip of my head, and this is not directed at anyone individually, but would it be technically against the rules if I said something about a bleach blonde, bad built butch body? Is that against the rules? Fascinating. This is the U.S. government, folks. I love it.
if someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
No, that wouldn't be personalities.
Chairman,
So sad.
I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's a
Hold on.
part of it.
Trying to find clarification on what quality.
Chairman, motion to
This
strike
guy's
those
laughing.
words.
laughing.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
You just voted to do
Y'all did
it.
it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down. Calm down.
No.
Calm
Because this
down.
is what y'all
Get
do.
through proceeding.
So I'm trying
Hey,
to
Miss
get
Crockett,
clarification.
you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Miss
games.
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And
yelling.
You don't want
Calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can
no.
you please calm down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Don't-
talk
calm
noise.
down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
Chair.
I talk shit about her, y'all gonna have a problem. That bleach blonde, what was it? Bad built butch body. All that alliteration. Who knew she was studying under Dr. Seuss? But there's actually, it kept going.
You just voted to do
Y'all
it.
did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Get her, brother.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm
She's
down.
just trying to get clarification. I'm
Calm
on
down.
her
No,
side.
because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get through
do.
proceeding.
So I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Miss
games.
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And you
yelling.
don't want me
Calm
to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise.
down.
Calm down.
Control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Chairman.
Y'all gonna have a problem.
I know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes
Not cute.
Miss Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 4 minutes. Let Miss Green talk, and then you all can. I'll recognize.
But I
the one on
move
this
to
side.
strike her words for a second time based on her second set of personal remarks attacking another member.
Because that would be
Chairman Palmer.
personal.
Because you all
but
cannot
the
I have an
seem
bleach
amendment
blonde,
on that.
apply
bad
the
built
rules of
butch
the
body,
committee.
little
We
bit
have
different.
to do this every time.
Hey, I'm
The calm down
recognized.
classic
I'm recognized.
escalation.
I'm going to
That's
go
why
ahead
we're
and
here.
start talking.
Look, I know. Look, I don't know if you've noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids. I'm very deaf. I'm not understanding. Everybody's yelling. I'm doing the best I can. Can we not recognize Miss Green and let
We
her get?
cannot because of the rules of the committee, Mr. Chair. That is what I'm trying to communicate in the present moment.
We have a Okay, what's the motion? What's
The motion.
All right. So that happened yesterday. Proof women should be allowed to catfight, and we need a fight cage on the floor. I don't think that's just a woman thing. I think we should just let them all fight. I don't think we have to make this a gender thing, because I've heard some of the dudes say stupid stuff and get really snippy too. So I'm here for all of it. But I'm just throwing it out there that I'm on Crockett's side. I want the record to show she was just looking for clarification. You can't, it was just a question of if she's allowed to say it or not. She's not saying she was going to say it. It was just going for a question. And honestly, that's a question we all have on our mind on a daily basis, no matter where I am, where I'm working, what I'm doing. I'm wondering, is it a personality attack to talk about a bleach blonde, bad built butch body? That's common. That is a very, very common. She wasn't going to say, she didn't say that she was going to say it. It was clarification. And if you guys can't see the difference there, I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to help you. She was literally just asking for clarification if it's allowed or not. It's not like she was targeting an individual person. So just needed to get that off my chest. Obviously, there's still a lot of other political things going on. Trump lawyer yells at Cohen in cross-examination over call about Stormy Daniels. We're about 5 or 6 weeks into this trial for Trump, the whole hush money payment thing. And apparently Cohen got his ass handed to him in court yesterday, so maybe something to pay attention to. Former Facebook and Nike diversity manager gets 5 years in prison for $5 million fraud. This just shows you where DEI is getting us these days. That's the diversity manager, is a $5 million fraud, which really honestly feels like DEI in its entirety. The whole thing feels like a massive amount of fraud. Now, bringing it more specifically to the market and the economy, with respect to today, there's not really major macroeconomic events going down. The CPI report came out of the Eurozone this morning. A little bit later, as in at 10 a.m., we're going to get the consumer confidence numbers. And then there's a couple Fed members, but I'll be giving you that in one quick second. China attempts to end property crisis with broad rescue package. We covered this. China's still on tilt. I get that a lot of Wall Street is telling us we should be getting into it, but I don't know about that. We're going to have to come back to this clip from KJP, obviously the spokesperson for the White House, but we are running low on time. China pledges $42 billion in a slew of measures to support the struggling property sector. So once again, we're just getting more and more information that China's economy, a little bit suspect. Now bringing it to individual companies, yes, we have some earnings, but I know many of you want to talk about what in the world is going on with GameStop, AMC, the meme saga, chapter 2. GameStop, AMC shares rise after a 2-day $7 billion wipeout. So right now, AMC and GME are under some serious pressure, and that pressure not necessarily coming from short sellers, it's actually more so coming from the companies who are choosing to continue to dilute. And because of this, Citron Research has officially announced as of yesterday that they are short on GME. Citron Research, kind of a notorious short fund. GameStop shares fall after it files to sell securities, says first quarter sales decline. Now, for those of you who are interested in the numbers, the short interest on GME is 23.6%, cost to borrow 9.11 with a utilization of 85. As of right now, the bulls were winning for a bit, and then the trend changed, and now the shorts are obviously winning. Now, if you want to know what's going on with AMC, just to give you the numbers for open here, as of yesterday's close, the short interest on AMC, 14.9 with a cost to borrow of 7 and a utilization of 80. Obviously, we can monitor these throughout the day to see what is or isn't happening. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter, mattkohrs.locals.com. My mods will drop it in chat right now, but I just want to bring to your attention that we are getting leading economic indicators. Sorry, I previously misspoke. I said that it was a consumer confidence. That comes out at 10 a.m. And then Waller, a Fed governor, is speaking at 10:15. So with all that being said, folks, buckle up because we are about 30 seconds out. And look at that. I did have extra content prepared. And in fact, I had to skip some of it. So we'll be coming back to that to see what is or isn't happening. The name of the game today is to see how much money we could degenerately make. Obviously, I have all of these set up here. On Apex, they're going to take a little bit to trade. I do want to let you know that at open, things are a little bit suspect.
Order submitted.
What? Hello?
Order submitted.
Where? No, did I mess up the code? What did I do? And why did I do it? Wait, why is this only one? This wasn't supposed to fire till 2:45. Problems, Batman.
Order submitted.
We definitely have some problems in the Batcave right now. None of these were supposed to be going. No. No, 226. What's happening? What the fuck did I do? Uh-oh. Which ones was it? 26, 46, and 47. Okay, so it seems like the problem is being no. Oh, brother. What do I do? Do I just let them? None of them are green. They're going in opposite directions, and literally none of them are even positive right now. Fuck. Okay, not necessarily the best start to a Friday. I thought I had coded this to run at 9:45, not at 9:30. Oh, brother. Okay, well, when in doubt, just out of sight, out of mind. Let's just pray that it works out. The old spray and pray technique, I suppose. The old spray and pray. Little bit problematic for sure. I'm gonna be honest with you, Batman. Little bit problematic. AMC and Jamie are taking a bit of a hit out of the gate. Someone did send in a super chat on YouTube. Appreciate that. But the deal for Spot Gamma is only for 1 week. So if you're going to want to sign up, and also, by the way, well, my head's blocking it. So let me go to the other side of the screen. If you sign up, you're also going to get a free report for OPEX, which is coming out this upcoming week. Grab our free report now covering what you need to know ahead of Friday's OPEX and NVIDIA earnings. So a full breakdown on how they're playing the upcoming week. And on top of that, you can currently get 80% off. It's in the description of the video. My mods will drop it in chat. Generally, this is $250. If you are just joining right now and you're like, what are you even talking about? This is by far the best tool to track what's going on in the options market. Folks, this is commentary from a person who's bought all the services, used all the services. The quality of spot gamma, it's not just close, it is so far ahead. It's not even close to these other ones. It's so obviously the best one. So as data comes in, I'll be able to show you how I'm personally going to use it to trade throughout the day. But if I'm being completely honest with you, I'm still...
filled.
Ooh, okay. One of them locked in. Okay, so one of them made money. So now I just have to be worried about these other two. So got a little lucky there. Don't really know what was happening, what wasn't. Well, I know what was happening. I made the wrong code. But right here, one of them locked in. So it looks like we had 3 errant bots, but they weren't really errant bots. It was me just saying, hey, trade at 9:30 instead of 9:45, the way I wanted them to trade. So maybe I'll get lucky, maybe I'll have a little bit of lady luck on my side, but one of the 3 locked in, not blowing up my accounts today. So let's hope that these other ones do. And this is problematic to say the least. Definitely a bit problematic, being as it went long at literally the high of the day. I don't know if we actually were any higher. Like, as of now, we are 4 minutes into the day, and I think I got the worst fill you could actually possibly get. So that's cool. That's neat. That's exactly what I like to do, is run the code at the wrong time. So it's not running on the right data set. And then also on top of that, to not get lucky whatsoever. And top ticket. That's what I like to do. But if you think about it, and hear me out on this one, this might take a little bit for the rest of people to digest, but I actually prefer to fall behind earlier in the day, because then that gives me more time to catch up. Now, I know that might sound a little bit crazy, but if you think about it, if you go red at the end of the day, you don't have much time to catch up. If I'm going to go red, I prefer to do it right at the start, because then I have so much more time for everything else to work itself out. So I know it's a bit crazy. I know it's a bit wild, but if you're going to go down at the start of the day, because you just have so much more time to get where you have to get. So I don't mind it. I'm not saying I love it. I would have preferred to already lock it in, but if I'm going to go red on the day, sign me up for the start of the day so I have all day to battle. Don't let me go red at in power hour. That doesn't make sense. Did Matt algorithmically BF himself? Algorithmically and metaphysically, some would say. Worst thing I've heard in 2024. Really? That's the worst thing you've heard this entire year? I feel like you've had to hear worse. Come on, dude. That's the worst. That reasoning is the worst thing you've heard this whole calendar year? I mean, maybe it is. I'm not saying you're wrong, but as a person who, I find it crazy you still believe in the Gregorian calendar. On Apex, do you use Tradevate or Rhythmic accounts? I use Rhythmic accounts just because they're slightly cheaper, and I figure I'm spending so much money on the challenges and on that stuff that in the long term, it might add up. I mean, folks, I've bought hundreds of challenge accounts. So if I can save $1 here, $2 there in the long term, it should theoretically help me. All right, where are we at? Market pop, drop. The Qs hit their close from yesterday and also potentially bouncing off the low from yesterday. The SPY is very close to its close from yesterday, and a little bit lower would be its low from yesterday. Yesterday was actually looking pretty strong until it wasn't. It was actually looking strong right until we got some reports about the reverse repo and how that went. And you can see exactly where the report came out right here. In fact, we could actually dive into the exact minute that we learned about the reverse repo and the counterparties and the $400+ billion. Came out right around 120, 121. The market was pretty strong, came down, looked like it was going right back to the upside. We got the reverse repo numbers from the Fed. Turns out people want some money and vomited. Hardcore vomit. And that's where we are now, folks. That's where we are. I don't know what this red line is about. I definitely don't need that one. But that's where we are. And that kind of led to a vomit and then a bounce. And then people are like, uh-oh, still don't like it. And where I got screwed over was literally the final 5 minutes. So my position, I had sold some call credit spread. I was good on this whole ride up because I just needed it above this value, basically 528, 529. So I was good all the way up until 355. And then the final 5 minutes of the trading session, and really the final minute, is what absolutely screwed me. So my position was fully in the green, max profit, until the 5 minute. So I went in 1 minute from full max to full loss. It was painful. It was very, very painful. So that position, I don't know, leaving a little bit to be desired. FFIE halted. It's a penny stock. It's halting. I don't know why people are still surprised about these penny stocks and their halts. Like, it's an upside halt. Limit up, limit down. I get it. If you go on social media, you hear everyone yelling about this is manipulation. They're trying to stop retail. I in no way agree with the limit up, limit down rules, because what they're meant to do is stomp out volatility, but I think they actually bring more volatility to it. But it's not like no one's trading. Bulls aren't trading, bears aren't trading, hedge funds aren't trading, market makers aren't trading, institutions aren't trading, retail's not trading. No one's trading at all. No trades are being made when something is halted. And there's a lot of confusion about these halts, whether good, bad. Like I said, to be explicitly clear, I think the halt rules are stupid. I want to be very clear about that. I think the halt rules are stupid, but they cut both ways because the measurement is just doesn't move too quickly in either direction, whether bullish or bearish, because then it causes a halt. That's why you have their LUD, L-U-L-D, limit up or limit down. So basically there's a circuit breaker halt and there's other types of halts, but this halt that we see on FFIE is a limit up, limit down circuit breaker halt. Obviously this one got halted to the upside because it moved too much of a percentage in too quick of a time. Now, there's different movements that are required based on like what tranche of stock you're dealing with. So obviously penny stocks, they have a wider range before they get halted rather than something like Nvidia, which would be in a different tranche of stocks. So my point is the limit up, limit down rules do change based on the nominal value of the stock that you're dealing with. But it does cut both ways. It's not like things only get limited to the upside. It's not like things only get limited to the downside. The rules themselves are dumb, but you can read them. They are publicly posted. So if you just search limit up, limit down, NASDAQ, limit up, limit down, New York Stock Exchange, you can find what the rules specifically are. And then also, I guess I could try, like, if there's any specific questions on it, I could try my best to answer it, and I could show you the websites and the resources. But they're common. They happen every single day in the stock market. It's not every single day that it happens surrounding a stock that a lot of individual people like you might care about. I think the rules are dumb, but I also don't see that they're like manipulative. I also want to clarify that the halts don't come from the broker. So if you're trading on Robinhood, Webull, Public, E-Trade, Interactive Brokers, eToro, TD Ameritrade, any of them, Tasty Trade, it does not matter. Brokers don't decide when something is halted. The exchanges do. So when you're thinking, oh, what's actually prompting the halt? Think the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, IEX, ARCA. The actual exchanges are the ones who have the limit rules of too much too quickly. It's not the brokers. The brokers are just the middleman from connecting the traders to the exchanges. So the exchanges are the ones who actually prompt the halt. Come on, Matt. You know Nancy P is trading on the halt. Even she's not trading on the halt. It's suspended. What does that mean? It just means it's halted. Like if you are going to their brokerage and the brokerage is telling you it's suspended, that's just really bad verbiage explaining that it's halted. And it's a 5-minute halt. So it'll start trading again at 9:42. So it's going to start trading again any second right now. FFIE, it's a 5-minute halt. It's a circuit breaker halt. These are really common types of halts. They're not. I think people who are new to the market might find it shocking that it can halt. But when you start trading for any amount of time, you're going to realize that they're somewhat commonplace. Short interest and float on FFIE. I don't know if Ortex even has it because FFIE is a penny stock. So it might have it because it's on the NASDAQ. I mean, I could look it up. But to clarify, I do not like FFIE. I'm personally not playing it, and I don't think people should be playing it because when it rugs, it's going to rug really hard. Now, obviously, there's a lot of movement to it. So if you're on the right side of it, you can make a lot of money. But please understand, when it rugs, it's going to rug very, very hard. The utilization is maxed out at 99%. The cost to borrow relative to something like DJT is actually kind of low at 14%. And the short interest is 92. The shares on loan, 35 million. So it's not as low float as you might think. I actually thought the float would be way, way lower. But yeah, there is quite a bit of short interest. And it's also on the threshold list. So there's a lot of FTDs and there's a lot of persistent FTDs as well. But if I had to guess, if you look at FFIE, the daily chart, what my prediction is going to be, I mean, it's a shit stock. Like, I hope no one in here is thinking, oh, should I invest in this? If you're messing around with this at all, it's obviously an active trade. This is not an investment. How do I know it's not an investment? Because the stock is dying. The company is dying. It's going reverse split, 1 for 80, reverse split, 1 for 3. So it's doing reverse splits so it doesn't get delisted. The stock is lower highs, lower lows. The trend is horrible. This company is a zombie company. It's a dying company. So in no way should anyone think that you're going to be investing in this. This is a horrible company. My prediction is it's going to look exactly like a pump and dump. I don't know how long it's going to run, but it's obviously running right now. And then given some amount of time, it's going to start to turn and then it's going to get absolutely destroyed. I don't know when. And if I knew exactly when this would happen, I would be a gazillionaire. But this is going to pump and it's going to dump. So you could play both sides of it, but don't get caught. Don't get married to the play. It's an active trade. And I think that is very important for everyone to understand that if you are like, oh, I'm just going to throw money in it and hope that it works out. No, you got to be on your toes. You got to be realistic about it or you're going to get your ass handed to you. Just like all the people who didn't heed my warning recently with AMC and GME. Watch the video I posted on Monday. I said, yes, you can make money. In fact, you could probably make money to the upside, to the downside. Don't overstay your welcome. Use some sort of trend following system. If you think the trend is change, take your money and leave. That same commentary, that same input applies to what's going on with FFIE. It perfectly applies.
Target
right
filled.
now, the trend is a good looking trend. So I wouldn't necessarily get out if I had a position. I wouldn't be creating a position right now because your risk is too big. So even though
filled.
the trend is looking phenomenal, what's your risk? Like your risk is like huge. So if you were already in it, massive congrats. Massive congrats. But would I be chasing it right now? No. In fact, I actually think like it's stupid to chase it right now. Absolutely stupid. He has AMC PTSD. I don't have PTSD. I have a life experience where I'm like, oh, I should learn from that and be better in the future. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm sharing everyone of how this has played out in the past. And I'm letting them know, okay, like this is how things have gone. And most likely there's a high odds of it repeating. And it just so happens that not only I was right within the first week of making the predictions. What is going on right now? 242. Oh, wow. That got really close to locking in its money. Really close. So it got as low as 37.75 and my profit target was 37.50. That's as close as you can get to make your money without making your money, but it looks with any luck, I might be locking it in soon anyway. So a couple trades are live. It's unfortunate that it got so incredibly close to making its money and then just literally did not lock it in. That's a bit of literally as close as you could be without making your money. That's a bit of a bummer, but let's see how it plays out. Let's see how everything plays out. And options are dumping right now. Options are dumping. There is a call wall on the S&P 500 index at 5,300. So that the fact that we are below it, at least I believe we are below it, S&P, yeah, the fact that we're below it might be acting as resistance, which is pretty much the equivalent level on the SPY is pretty much 529. So kind of where we're at right now. But the SPX is in the top right of your screen up here, 5,297, 97. So GameStop down 26%, AMC down 3%. You have FFIE that's up 72%. That is a monster gain. To be clear, especially for all the people coming in right now, I have no position on FFIE. I want everyone to know, no position on FFIE. I'm just watching it because a lot of people have been asking about it. I think it's going to end up getting rugged. It has a lot of pump and dump quality, so do not get married to the play. I think it's actually very, very silly to just be like, I'm going to blindly buy it and hope for the best. Hoping for the best in the market is a pretty solid recipe for getting blown completely out. I'm diamond-handed AMC and GME once before. Big losses from big gains, not this time. Well, I hope you approach this one a little bit better. Did Matt go over the Ortex data for GME and AMC? Certainly. Certainly. You know it, brother. Options are bouncing a little bit, but the overall trend on the day is not so good. If we look at it on the NASDAQ, also dipping. I am worried about this play, which I just knocked break even again. Thus far, not looking so good over here, but maybe with a little bit of luck, the tides will change in my favor. I cannot believe I was this close to locking in my buffer. Just found out gamers and streamers are developing an indent ridge from too much headphone wear. I know I usually shitpost, but this is legit. Do you wear your headphones too tight? That's a momentary thing. A lot of gamers and streamers have talked about how it only persists for a little bit. It's not a permanent indent. What's up, brother? Been a minute. Have not traded in a while, but bought $1 call on FFIE yesterday when trading at 80 cents and sold them when it hit $2 today. Had to reset my thinking. Congrats, man. Dude, I'm so stoked when any of you are making money. I myself am hopefully praying for a little bit of a vomit here to make money myself. Come on.
Target filled.
There we go. Buffer locked in. We're halfway there. Halfway there and halfway to go, team. Teamity, team. Halfway there, halfway to go. Halfway there, halfway to go. Come on. Let's go. Bada bing. There we go. We're going a little green. The only thing that's red is actually that super messed up play from this morning that was 100% my fault. 100% my fault. 249 has not locked in. Why did this? Ooh, 249 must have been a little bit more of a reach target. So 249 locked in its buffer, but did not lock in the runner. So we have a runner on the loose. Oh, are we about to get it? Come on, let's lock in the runner. Buffer locked in, profit target locked in. Let's see if the runner can do what it needs to do. A little bit more, brother. Nope. Come on. Bring it home. Nope. Wrong way. Options are dumping pretty hard on the Qs, so I'm still confident in the position. Options are not looking the best on the SPY either. Oh, brother. SPY's struggling a little bit. The Qs below the low from yesterday. The SPY's below the low from yesterday. That is officially setting us up for a downrange day on the daily, which in my book is suggestive that this might be a momentary top. Because if you look at just these three bars, I refer to this as a peak setup. Look at these three bars right here. This is a quick teaching lesson for all of you. So if you look at these three bars, the bar in the middle has a higher high and a higher low than the ones on each side of it. So it's a peak. Obviously, the opposite would be a valley, but right here you have a peak. The bar in the middle has a higher high and a higher low than the bar to its left and the bar to its right, thus a peak. So this is a literal potential top. So there are many, I guess, swing traders out there who would be currently going short with the risk at the recent high, 531. So you're short at 528.62. And obviously it's a swing play. Well, you might be able to day trade it, but they would be entered on the puncture, or they might wait till today's close. It depends who you are and what you're trying to do. But there's definitely some traders out there who now the mindset is thinking, okay, is this current overall run about to take a breather? Because really, if you can get in with minimal risk and ride it all the way back down, obviously the risk reward could be pretty optimal. So I do want to let everyone know that we are seeing a bit of a topping pattern. Obviously, I have no clue how the remainder of today is going to play out. We have some leading economic indicators coming out at 10 a.m., which is in about 7 minutes. So that might rip the market to the upside. It might completely dump the market. I have absolutely no clue, but I'm just letting you know from a daily chart, we might be actually seeing a structural change in the chart. Obviously, we could have some sort of like engulfing candle or something like that that completely undoes it, because we have a lot of time between now and when the market actually closes on the day. But I just want to let you know about this stuff as it's developing in real time, as I'm waiting for my own trades to hit. I want to clarify, I am trading $20,000, $50,000 accounts, and hopefully I'm about to make money. So I have 20 different accounts, all funded with $50,000. And if I trade well, I can actually get the money out. And this is all possible via Apex, currently pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. They have never run a deal this good, 90% off. The reason they're doing this is because their closest competitor just decided to run a 90% off deal. And they basically said, F you, if you're running 90% off, we're running 90% off. I've never seen a deal this good. They have 3 days. You have 3 days left to get 90% off. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. All you have to do is there's a coupon section when you're checking out. Just use the code GOONY, GOONY, and it will cost you to take the test. It's only $17. This is absurdly cheap relative to what they're normally doing. Generally, it's 70% off, and that's about like whatever, $40. Sometimes they run 80% off, mid-30s. Right now, it's about $16, $17 to take a test when you use the code Goonie. And obviously, I didn't use it on this deal, but these are all the counts. So basically, I'm trading with Apex's money. So if you're saying, hey, man, I'm feeling confident in my own trading, but maybe just like the capital is kind of a problem for you. Well, if you want someone else's capital, this is an opportunity to do it. You just have to pass a test. Now, I want to let you know, the test is not the easiest thing in the world to pass, because obviously they don't want to just give out money to anybody. They want to make sure you actually kind of know what you're doing. So if you use the code Goonie, you could take the test for $16, $17. And then from there, you can actually get a PA account, a personal account. And I have 20 of them, which is the max you can have. And then you trade. There's all these requirements. And then you per account, not for the whole thing, but per individual trading account, the first $25,000 worth of profit are yours. And then after that, it's a 90-10 split where you keep 90% and Apex keeps 10%. So basically they're saying, hey, take our test, prove you know how to trade. Then if you trade well with the accounts, you get the first 25K per actual individual trading account. And then from there, it's a 90-10 split with the company. If everything goes well for me today, this weekend, I should be able to request out $18,000. $18,000 actually to my own personal bank account if I trade well today. If I trade well today, I can make $18,000, and all I had to do was pay for the test and then upgrade the account and then trade on it, and I'm going to hit all the requirements. So that's going to put me in the realm of not exactly, but I'll be very, very close to almost $70,000 of payout requests. Do you guys see how close this was? How freaking incredibly close this was to actually making money. Once again, I was a tick away. It came down as low as 18,632.25, and my order was at 32. It was as close as you can get without actually locking it in. But anyway, my total payout request, like how much Apex has paid me for my trading, is going to be, I think, 70,000 flat. Around 70,000. 18K per 20 accounts. No. 2K from 9 accounts. That's how I'm getting the 18. I wish it was 18K from, dude, I would be losing my mind right now. But no. 9 accounts, 2K each, 18K in total, not per account. So That will bring it if it happens. If it happens, and if it does, I'll make a whole video explaining how I did it, just to hopefully help some of you guys mimic some of this success. But if that happens, I've already requested out, I believe, 52,000. I'd have to double check my books, but it's either 50, 52, or 54, which would bring my total cumulative gains from Apex to around 70K, and that's for this year. Is it for this year? Or were there a couple in December? There might have been a couple in December, but definitely within the past 6 months. There we go. Uh-oh. What the fuck was that? Did you guys see that it locked in some and then instantly started trading others? What? So these accounts are freaking me out. Those two accounts, I think I just need to dump them. But then does that kill? Okay, so 26 and 46. 26 and 46. 26, 46. Dump 26.
Target filled.
Close position.
Order submitted.
All right, so those two mess ups.
Target filled.
I'm closing
target
that.
Filled.
Dude, what is happening right now? What in the fucking world is happening?
Target filled.
Hello?
Target filled.
Hello? Things are going wild, Batman. Things are very much going wild right now. 36. Locked in the buffer on one of these. The other one, and we have a bit of a runner situation. So it looks like I have 3 positions currently live. 3 positions currently live. We do have that announcement coming out in a couple minutes. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little bit nervous. Options are not looking good. Options are going bearish. Unless you're bearish, then they are looking good for you. But you can see not only is price going down, but options are like bearish as well. We see calls dumping, and we see people buying puts. So people are selling calls, getting out of their calls, and we're seeing people get into puts. Maybe they know something we don't, because we are about to get a report in a minute. U.S. leading economic indicators is coming out at 10 a.m. So we have 50 seconds. 50 seconds for the U.S. leading economic indicators. The SPY's bound. Of course, if I just stayed in that position, maybe it'd end up working. Who knows? Things are about to get a little bit wild. Options are... They're both picking up. People are buying puts and buying calls. So I guess people are making some bets on what in the world is going to be playing out today. We just got to wait. We got to wait. How's it going to go? What are your bets? What are your bets, folks? Because you have 15 seconds. Are we going to dump or are we going to pop? Dump or pop? Dump or pop? What is it going to be? Let's get ready. Here's the old 15-second chart. Here we go. Which way are we going? Are the numbers out? U.S. leading a drop of 0.6 versus a drop of 0.3 expected. So it dropped, U.S. leading, so it dropped more than expected. I wouldn't be surprised if they interpret that to be bullish, but let's hold on. Is CNBC talking about it?
Another hour of Squawk on the Street. I'm Carl Quintanilla with Leslie Picker, Michael Santoli here at Post.
Is it being faded? We popped that first.
Sarah on assignment today.
Are they about to fade this?
Above 40K yesterday, stepping back just a touch, but still in the green. 52.30. VIX at the lowest level since December of 23. And the 10-year somewhat well-behaved at 4.4.
And all of that despite some pretty big movers this Friday morning. We're only 30 minutes into the trading session, but here are 3 ones that we are watching. Another day of pain for the meme trade. GameStop firmly in the red. Those shares down 25% right now, while AMC turned somewhat positive, up about 2% there. GameStop announcing plans to sell securities and reporting a sales decline. More on the fallout in just a moment.
All right, little sketchy, but it feels like it's about to drop.
Guidance. The revenue was a beat. The company says it plans to release the latest version of flagship game Grand Theft Auto in the fall of next year. And by the way, Take Two
All right.
CEO
What was it?
Zelnick
A
joins
drop
us on
of
Money
0.6 when they were expecting a drop
And
of
take a look
0.3,
at
I believe were
shares
the
of
numbers.
cannabis
All right, we have a little bit of a
stocks
shelf
volatile
being
after the
built.
DOJ
I'm curious if they're going to
proposal
drop the SPY below
ease restrictions
528.70.
on marijuana by reclassifying
All
the
right,
drug.
they
We'll
are
talk
not
next-
being the
well,
most
next-
helpful with this. Options did pop from 958 to just after, but now they're starting to drop a little bit. I would argue it's key to watch which way options go from here. I think options are going to be the leading indicator of which way the price is going to break. If options continue to drop, I would expect the overall market to drop. But if options find themselves and pick up, I think we could see that recovery. So patience. All right, maybe a little upward movement. Which way are we going? I think I'm still in some strange positions here. 48 never locked in. It was so close. It's going up. Oh, I really wish it had hit this trade before the announcement ever came out. So it looks like it went short at 957.50. So it was feeling a bit more negative on this report, I guess, than I was. Now, how many of these accounts do I actually have to worry about? Were any of these pivotal accounts? Not necessarily. Obviously, I don't want to lose any accounts, but I don't think any of these were the payout accounts. Because the ones that I could take money out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Unless 226 is screwing me. Do I need 226? I might have to manually trade this one later to get it above because it looks like it might be 150 below. Is 226 an account that I could even get a payout from? Let me check on this one. Let me check 226. Uh-oh. 242. So this account that I thought I was going to get the payout from, 226. That one's a bit problematic for me. I need this one up $114 today so I can actually do the payout request. So it looks like I'm going to have to do a little bit of manual trading, which you guys saw how that went yesterday. Not necessarily the best form. Okay, I just need to be calm, cool, collected. I just need to not do anything stupid. Nothing stupid, and I should be good to go. 226. 226. Is this going to bounce right here? Or are we going to... I need to make some decisions. Do I like this? All right, let's be reasonable. Calm, cool, collected. So the market, lower highs, lower lows, starting to pick up right now. It's at a decision point. Let's double check. Ooh, options are picking up. Options are picking up over here. But how much are they picking up? What time is it? It's just past 10 now. Don't need to rush it. We got to wait for the trade to come to me. The trade, this is... All right, calm, cool, collected. Which way? I wonder. So all I have to do. So if I go short here, what bias do I have? That's red. We're below red. Okay, so I should trade with trend.
Order filled.
Sell market.
Order submitted.
All right, so we have the ripcord set. Oh, there we go. There we go. Go. All right.
Order filled.
No, I wanted to close one. I switched it to one. Oh, wait, I hit close. Son of a gun. Anyway, I got it back to where I needed it to be. Well, now I'm pissed. I accidentally hit close instead of sell market. I was trying to get out of one so I could ride this the other way. But anyway, I got it back to above where I needed it. I needed it above 52,600. So maybe I shouldn't push my luck. Maybe I shouldn't. But it would be nice to be green. Would be nice to be green. How do I want to handle this now? Is this just a psychological thing? I don't necessarily need it green, but I don't like seeing the red. I don't like seeing the red. Maybe if I just do one contract, because then I have a lot of
Order
room.
filled.
All right, so I could put my stop all the way up here.
Order submitted.
All right, so my stop's in, and I'm only trading one contract now. So I'm literally cutting my risk in half. I have a well-established risk point, and let's just see if I could ride this out. Let's see if I could ride this down to a fresh low. Actually, I'm in at 29. You know what I could do is really not be greedy at all and just put in.
Submitted.
I could just end the trade here. I have one contract. I have a profit target. I have a stop loss. It's not the craziest thing. It is definitely not the craziest thing. I'm actually a little bit more curious of how these other ones are going to play out. As you can see, there's some other more sizable losses right now that had to ride this all the way up, and I don't know if we're going to ride it all the way back down. I don't know if I'm going to ride it all the way back down. What is today's high? Interesting. Interesting. Let me see what other trades I should be making right about now. What other trades should I be making? Did I get this filled? No. I just threw an order out. I'm trying to place my own just premium decay trades on the day. Let's see if I get lucky. Front run and Piper. Oh, never mind. Scratch that. Wait, did I run front run Piper? Piper. If you are in the Discord, I am putting Piper in right now. Putting Piper in right now. It's just how fast can I possibly type? Let me make sure I got all of this right. Okay, yes. Confirming the numbers and send. All right, if you're in the Discord, it's there. It's there, it's there, it's there. Personally, I'm a little bit nervous off of the fact of, I don't know, just with the news, the reaction to it, so positive, negative. But I guess I have a bit more confidence in my position based off of what we're seeing right here. Based off of what we're seeing right here. What else could I do? What else could I do? We'll see if that gets filled. Lot of craziness
Order
right now.
filled.
Order filled. Oh, I got it.
Order canceled.
Okay, so that one random one that I actually kind of forgot I was in, 36. We have a couple more to lock in here. Let's go. Potentially a nice money-making day we have in front of us. Potentially a nice money-making day. Here we go. Keep dropping. Keep dropping. Looking green so far. The only mess up one is account 246, but in all reality, I'm not too worried about that. In all reality, I am not too worried about that. 46. 46.
Order filled.
We can sell limit. Buy stop
Order
market.
submitted.
Buy stop market. That's a good level. And what we could do is I'm in at 24. So we could ride that down to, how much would I need? 24, 14. You know, maybe I could just catch a trend on the day. I'm doing a little bit of manual training to see if I could get this one account back into the green. But if it just never recovers, if we have a vomit today, this might just be a nice winner. So maybe I'll just see. Maybe I have the stop in, and we'll see how far I could ride it, if I could ride it at all. I don't know if there's going to be much of a comeback, a bounce back. I don't want to get stopped out too early because I do think there's going to be some sort of vomit. What is this stop? 50. So 50, that's 30 points. 54. 30 points going for 10 points? Give it some room to run. I kind of like this setup. So the SPY hit a new intraday low. The Qs came close to it. All right, let me set up some breakdown alerts for everyone who's curious. Add alerts. All right, we have some alerts just in case it breaks down. And here, I'll throw up alerts just in case we actually have a recovery, an intraday recovery. So we're not going to miss it. All right, alerts set up. We will get some dings and pings and everything in between if something starts to go crazy. Let's actually switch this up to the 3 minute. And then we could start to actually think a little bit about what we should or shouldn't be doing. Positions. Hello? Did I not get the trade that I wanted? Do I have a pending order that I can't seem to find? What is today? The 17th? All right, a little bit of wonkiness over here, if you ask me. But maybe that's a good thing. Which way are we? Maybe I could take advantage of this. My initial trade that I thought I was in did not fill, but I think I could actually get a better fill now. Let's just take advantage of that. All right, orders working. Okay, all the orders are working as expected. Okay, good. Sorry about that confusion. I didn't know what in the world was going on. Let me take a quick screenshot of my position just so everyone in the Discord can know what I am up to. All right, let me quickly do this. I like to share all my stuff in real time with them. The signal's already posted, so I'm sure people actually got better fills and faster entries than I did. But I'm a little bit slow. I'm a little bit slow on this Friday. You guys know how it is. You guys know how it is. Let me going for all right, market's bouncing a little bit. Does options agree? Options kind of do agree on the Qs. Do they agree on the SPY? A little bit. So ever since 10-12, what do we have here? People are a little bit of call buying, little bit of put closing. So adding them together, that's why we're seeing a little bit of a larger movement in the net delta. But right here, you can see it picking up ever so slightly. I do want to remind everyone that there is a call wall at 5,300 on the S&P 500 index, SPX. If you're trading the SPY, that's roughly 529. Roughly, that's where those levels would be the same. Cool. So I posted that. If you guys want to join the Discord here, I will. For those of you curious about the Discord, here, I'm dropping it right now. Here, I'll pin it. So the link to join the Discord, which is like all of it's handled via locals. I just pinned it to the top of chat for any of those of you who are curious. You could get the first month for completely free. If you click on the link, it'll bring you to this page. Make sure the promo code GOONIE is entered. That's how you get the first month for free. GOONIE. When you hit subscribe, make sure it's there. When you're checking out, just take 3 seconds out of your life to make sure it's there so you can actually get the first month for free. If for some reason there's a mess up, yes, I could help you with the refund and talking to the local support, but blah, blah, blah. It's a bit more of a headache because it takes time to process the refund and everything. So it's going to be far, far easier for you when you're checking out, just to ensure that Goonie is actually applied. It's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. And this is all via Locals. So Locals is the community center that allows you access to the newsletter where I give you all this stuff. This is obviously completely free. You get Piper's Trades. You get access to the Discord. It's where I can email you if there's some breaking news or a great deal with an affiliate such as SpotCam or something like that. Locals is the community center. And when you sign up and you make sure you use the code Goonie, you're going to be brought to this. There's a giant Discord button on the right side. Can you guys see this right here? Oops. Can you guys see this right here? Giant Discord. You can click on that to get into the Discord, or you could just come down to the second pin message and click on the Discord link. So there's two options. Giant icon you can click on, or just go to the link. If you have any issues, reach out to me, media@MatthewKohrs.com, DM me on Twitter, DM me on Discord, MMK147. More than happy to help you out if you're having connection issues or something like that. But if you're getting into Locals, first of all, make sure you use the code Goonie. And then from there, you're going to see this giant Discord button, and you're also going to see the Discord link. Either of those should work. But once again, if you have any issues, do not hesitate to reach out to me, media@MatthewKohrs.com. DM me on Twitter, Matt_Kohrs, or on Discord, MMK147. More than happy to personally help you get it all figured out. But the key thing here is make sure Goonie is applied as a promo code when you are checking out. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. And if you need a quick elevator pitch of why you should or shouldn't be in there, the answer is actually really, really simple. It's actually comically simple. It's just the best trading group. I know a lot of these other trading groups, they sit there and it's just one guy, two guys with like gut feelings. They're like, I'm feeling good. It looks bullish. It looks bearish. It's always like really high level, vague things like that. And they're kind of like questionable about like, when did they get in? When did they get out? All of a sudden, they only show you their winning trades. They hide all their losing trades. You can ask anyone in the Discord. They will attest to this. And I even have all the proof. I share everything. My winning trades, my losing trades, I let you know exactly when I'm getting in. I let you know exactly when I'm getting out. There's none of this Monday morning quarterbacking like bullshit of like, oh, here's how I would have played, blah, blah, blah. No, like the real-time signal just went into Discord for Piper. My real-time trade, I don't know how it's going to play out. I'm in it now and I'll be riding it like all day. So I don't know how it's going to play out. So I'm very much putting my own money and my own word and my own trades on the line. So if you want to be a part of like a group that like, it's actually trading, not like this magical, oh, we're green all the time, every time. Those are all BS. No one is green every day. You know how I know they're not profitably trading every single day? Because if they were, they wouldn't be talking about it on social media. They would be swallowed up by like a top tier hedge fund. It simply doesn't make sense. Some of the pitches that people have, and you just know they're not real traders. You know it's BS. You know they're just like exclusively lying to everyone. And I feel confident in saying that because I've seen those groups. I got duped into it. So once again, I'm trying to help you guys avoid the pitfalls that I fell into years ago when I first started trading. It was like, nope, those were the exact same issues that I saw, that I dealt with, and it was an absolute pain in the ass. An absolute pain in the ass. Speaking of pains in the ass, we didn't get to hear everyone's argument on the Indiana judge declaring that both tacos and burritos are Mexican sandwiches. So I wanted to get your thoughts on it, and you guys have a lot of voicemails, so let's get rocking with these. I'm going to play them in order from the call-ins this morning. If you want to call in yourself, the number is 570-209-8435. Once again, that's 570-209-8435. If you want to call in with your thoughts on are tacos and burritos Mexican-based sandwiches, as an Indiana judge ruled yesterday.
Hey, what's up, Matt? I'm just wondering, FFIE, can you please explain what's going on? Why is
Pump
it
and dump. Penny stock.
6,000% in 1 week? Is this another meme stock craze? What is up? Second of all, are we, is it a good option, should I buy? What do you think? Is it still a good buy? Let me know what you think. Thank you so much.
No, FFIE is a penny stock pump and dump, and if you're buying now, you're taking on too much risk. It's one thing if you're early, but you don't want, you said it yourself. It's up 6,000%. That's the definition of chasing. Who in their right mind would buy something after it's up 6,000%? In terms of risk reward, the singular trade might work out for you, but if you keep doing that type of thing in the future, eventually you're going to incur a loss that's so bad that you're net negative from all your little gains in terms of scalping the other ones. So you said it, it's up 6,000%. Why would you be like, that is the literal definition of chasing. I think it's completely unnecessary to be creating a position on FFIE at this point. I wouldn't be long because it's run too much if I'm creating one right now, and I wouldn't be short because it's not showing signs of weakness. If you're not on the FFIE train already, you missed it. You absolutely missed it, and that's fine because there's a gazillion other things trading in the market right now in real time. You don't have to chase this stuff. There's actually no necessity to be chasing this whatsoever. You do not need to chase.
Hey, Matt, what's going on? So yeah, with this one, with the whole, yeah, I think it is a sandwich because really, my coworkers and I, we all used to have this argument. It was kind of, is it a soup, a salad, a sandwich? Everything can kind of be broken down into that category if you really think about it. So, I mean, yeah, I guess these kind of are technically what, Mexican sandwiches? Is that what they called them? I don't know. Epstein didn't do it.
Solid conclusion. Epstein didn't do it.
Man, I'm having a barbecue this weekend. Tacos, burritos, Mexican sandwiches.
Double top.
Looking to hire a good clown. I heard you're a good one. What's
Top tier.
going rate? What's your market price?
$10K an hour.
Let me know.
But that's honestly cheap for the world's best clown.
Hey, Matt. It's Adam Aaron. Remember me, buddy? Remember that time I got up from the computer and I wasn't wearing any pants? It was the naked shorts, Matt. Come back, Matt. It's the hedges. They're keeping me hostage. I'm not diluting the stock. I love the stock. Matt, come back. Bring all your people back. I'll give them free popcorn. I'll give them whatever they want. AMC to the moon.
Thank you, Adam Aaron. We appreciate that call-in.
Hey, Matt, if a burrito is a sandwich, is a fruit roll-up a salad bowl?
Is a fruit roll-up a salad bowl?
Fruit salad bowl?
No, it's not a salad bowl.
I disagree with that clown who was upset with you about the AMC and GameStop saga, and he is just super mad, like you said, that he lost a ton of money and he can't afford to go to Texas Roadhouse tonight. I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you.
No, that's so very kind.
Good morning, Matthew. Nice nipples, by the way.
Nice nipples?
Anyways, you give these trolls 5 minutes of ranting every day when you could be using that valuable time to look into this stuff. Could you please look into FFIE and realistically tell us how high can this stock go and what's going on? Quit being racist towards 10 stocks, bro. We just need to know it could explode. Please do some DD.
In terms of when people ask how realistically how high something can go, especially if it's a pump and dump, a squeeze, whatever you want to call it, no one knows. There's no way to model where the potential height of a squeeze is, because to the part of the model that you would need is how much buying there is, and you simply do not know. So that the question is a common question, and it's just, unfortunately, the answer is it's impossible.
A Mexican sandwich is called a fucking porta. Get it right.
It's called a Florida? Appreciate your level-headed advice and viewpoint throughout the past week. Refreshing to hear that with all shills out there. There's a ton of shills. It's going to go crazy. Then they're all just lying to you. They're all 100% lying.
Yo, Matt. Those Mexican-styled sandwiches, man, that's not legit, man.
A judge ruled it is.
You know, tacos and burritos are Mexican-styled hot dogs and corn dogs. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, but then that brings up the question, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes. I think the worst thing I've heard all year is that tacos and burritos are Mexican-style sandwiches. I think the real question is, what's better, Red Lobster biscuits or Texas Roadhouse buns of butter? DJT 2024.
I hope you're saying that sarcastically, because Red Lobster biscuits, they're fine, but the fact that you're trying to compare that to Texas Roadhouse buns, I actually might block your number. I hope you're just like a top tier troll and you're like, hey, like, can I say the most offensive thing I could possibly think of? And if that is your goal, a massive congrats, because you did. But why you can't compare a literal piece of paradise to like just good biscuits from Red Lobster, but also Red Lobster's going out of business anyway, so does it like really matter at this point?
I think we got AMC. The Apecoin is about to break out, guys. I got a good feeling about today. I've been playing to the Discord gods. So we should be good, guys. The Piper alert is on for AMC and Apecoin. Let's go! Let's go! Skywalk it. Skywalk it, AMC. Skywalk it, Apecoin.
Seems like a normal AMC supporter.
Matt. I can't believe this is actually a question. All right, so I'm going to answer your question with a question.
Okay.
If a burrito is a sandwich, then how is a wrap a wrap? For example.
But a wrap might be a type of sandwich.
It's a wrap. And if a burrito is rolled in a wrap or a tortilla, then how is it not a wrap? I risk my case. Thank you.
Because a wrap
caller,
could be a sandwich. I think that's how and why is I think a wrap might be falling under the jurisdiction of a sandwich.
What up, Matt? The debate is simple. Tacos and burritos are not Mexican sandwiches. They only have one carb. If you know what I mean, hit the like, subscribe. Thank you.
They only have one carb.
So I guess when I want to see my wife's you-know-what, I have to ask to see her Mexican sandwich now. Just doesn't sound right.
So bad. So obviously bad. Now it looks like you guys are debating, is a wrap a sandwich? So I guess potentially an interesting question has been created now from the rest of our conversation is, does a wrap fall under sandwich jurisdiction? Something to think about. Something to consider. does a wrap fall under the jurisdiction of sandwiches? What was your exit strategy for BBIG prog trade? Did you profit or loss? I got out of that a while ago. What rock have you been living under? That was like literally potentially at this year, like a year or two ago. Sam, did you just get out of a coma? Wrap is under the burrito jurisdiction. Do I agree with that? Is the wrap? No. I think a wrap would be a bigger umbrella. I think you have burrito, and then the umbrella term on that would be a wrap, and then on top of a wrap, a sandwich. Dude, this is a tough one. Is a wrap a sandwich? We have to come up. Is a wrap a sandwich? Oh, that's a tough one. Would we put... I understand the argument that a burrito is basically a specialty wrap. I understand that argument, and I agree with that argument. I do. I see it. I see where you're coming from. But then that brings up, is a wrap a type of sandwich? Is a wrap a type of sandwich? So is it something about, can it be enclosed? Because that's it. Okay, like if you have a normal sandwich, like a hoagie, it's not fully enclosed. But is that what we're defining? I feel like it might be a sandwich, which is crazy. To sandwich, insert or squeeze someone or something between two other people or things, typically in a restricted space or so. So you're saying it has to be between, yeah, but okay, like if you think of like a hoagie, a hero, a sub, whatever you want to call it, sometimes that's a thing and it just like closes on it. Oh, this is getting complicated. This is getting thoroughly complicated on the day. Oh, wow. I am still somehow in 4 positions I did not expect to be in at this point. How am I in 4 positions right now? I'm in 4 positions? How the fuck did that happen? Well, the spot, dude, we are having a very strange day in the market. Hang on 1 second. So this is the hour high, and then this is the hour low. All right, the blue horizontal screens right now are the hour high, the hour low. I'm curious if this is going to get rejected here. This is the hour high and hour low on the Qs. Hour high, hour low on the Qs. So the Qs are having it. I wouldn't be initially buying this breakout. If I was bullish, which I'm not necessarily, I would be waiting to see the retest. Why is this not drawing? I'd be waiting to see the retest of this hour high breakout line. I wouldn't just be arbitrarily chasing. I would be looking for the retest, and if it starts to bounce back up, that's when I would go bullish. But if it starts to break down, if it's a fake out breakout, then I'd be riding it down. I wouldn't, generally doing the first test of things, once in a while, it might work out for you. I find that it is not, over the long term, the most successful way to handle it. Obviously, those are my own humble opinions, and you can feel free to trade it, to backtest it, to come up with your own. But when I look at any range, the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the hour, the 2-hour, whatever it is, the initial pushes I don't like, because right here you go long and then it got smacked anyway. Eventually this one went up, but that is also anecdotal. Like it's just one time. I generally find it better to be like, okay, if we're looking at the hour and whatever, you can use whatever opening range you like best. generally the retest and the reaction to the retest is what I'm most interested in. And a good example of that would be right here at 9:45. So this is the hour low in the SPY. You see how we dip below and then it ripped anyway. So this is why you don't initially want to chase it to the downside. And actually, in fact, it could be dangerous to chase it to the downside because you might be getting the worst position. Oreo is a sandwich. Yeah. By our current going definitions, it is. Bold statement, but an accurate one. Bold statement, but an accurate one. So the options picking up, and away. We did just get a flow alert, though. So we might want to see how this pans out because it looks like puts and calls are starting to go flat. So once again, this is another little filter that we have because of spot gamma that tells us, hang on, hold on to our horses. Let's see how this goes. And like I said, this is why you don't just arbitrarily buy a breakout. This is why you don't arbitrarily short a breakdown, because you commonly get these retests. This could be a fake out breakout. I mean, I literally started talking about this before it even happened. So if you're bullish, yeah, you would wait for the retest and that's where you would go long. You wouldn't buy it on the initial one. It's just what's your risk? And then if you're like, well, hang on, is it going to be a real breakdown? Well, if it does, if it's a liquidity sweep, if they push up and they get smacked, which would be this example right here, this little thing at 10:11, it just quickly popped down and then completely reverted. So when I come to these important levels, I don't think your buy should be bullish or bearish. It should be more of, it's an important level. You wait for the reaction and then play with the trend that is created from that. So right here, we pushed up. They screwed over a bunch of bulls. They trapped them in, and now they're most likely going to dump it on them. And I would be more confident about the dump if I see the calls dump. That is the telltale sign that they're about to dump it on these guys if calls start to dump. If calls dump, that is fully what I would expect. In fact, can I trade this? Can I trade this? I'll put my money where my mouth is. SPY, trade options. Do I still like it? Are they dumping? Yes, no, maybe so. SPY, put for today. Where are we at? 529. Limit order. Oops. Fuck it. Market. Done. Portfolio. Let's go to this. We're going to sell 100. I'm in at 69. We'll sell it at 71 and make $236 if it gets hit. All right. The order's in. Pending. Okay. It's right here. Obviously, my risk would just be the current high, that recent high. But what I'm looking for is I saw the green line, which is the 0 DTEs picking up and up and up. And then I see this flow alert as in something's about to happen. That seemingly perfectly aligned with the breakout of the hour high. Uh-oh, okay. So now I wait. I see it going flat. And then all of a sudden I saw this dump. Now, of course, you never know the next move. Of course, they could just pick up again and rip, but that's why I have established risk. And then the same thing on this put side. I saw puts starting to be purchased. And I guess I was one of those people purchasing puts. But anyway, there was a couple signs of bearishness. Now, of course, none of this is 100% guaranteed. It's more you're just increasing your odds. Like how many things are aligning in your favor, the more things that align, most likely the higher your odds are. Obviously, none of it is ever guaranteed. That's simply not how this works. But it all started because I saw the price structure where, okay, I see this and I'm wondering if these people just got trapped. Now, obviously, I wish I was a little bit quicker because if I fired it off like 2 minutes earlier, I would have already had my gain. So obviously, if I was a bit, like I said, I was a little bit slow on that one. And that one, obviously, it might have cost me money, the fact that I was slow. But whether slow or not, sometimes that helps you. Sometimes it hinders you. Sometimes you're slow and then you get a better fill. Sometimes like today, I was slow and I actually got a worse fill. But with it, there's a couple of things to consider. So you can consider this like a classic A, B, C, D, and the rip, or, and this is what the whole hindsight bias thing is about. So if this is bullish, everyone would be like, obviously it's bullish. A, to B, down to C, and then it rips, and that's D. Okay, classic A, B, C, D. You have a higher high, you have a higher low. Totally get that. But on the flip side, depending on how this plays out, and this is why everyone likes to Monday morning quarterback, if it does just drop from here, people would just say, oh, A, B, C, D. Like they just move the points that they're talking about. So with that, it's just the game of you could like right now, if you just like take a snapshot of the market and you say, is this a bullish setup or a bearish setup? I think it's close to 50-50. I think it's really close to 50-50. Maybe the options market, well, it's flattening out. So maybe the bears have a slight edge. But even if they do, like I said, it's very, very close to 50-50. The fact that it's close to 50-50, depending on just like what people love after it plays out to be like, see, I told you so. So if this dumps, everyone's going to be like, yeah, it was a liquidity sweep. Obviously, put in a higher low, then it dumped. But if it rips, everyone's going to say, oh, no, it went up, broke out, took a breather, and then popped. Why would you not go long there? And my point is in real time, you can construe the situation easily as being bullish or bearish, and you're probably going to have about 50% accuracy on your call out, maybe plus or minus like 10 percentage points. So if you're not going to move your edge that much, if there's no holy grail to be like, oh, nope, this is exactly what I want, what can you do? Well, the thing you can do, since you're not in control of whatever the next bar is, whether we're going up or down, the thing you are in control of is your risk, which right now I think it's more favorable to be bearish because your risk is just the intraday high. So you have well-established risk. That's not that far away. If you're right, you could ride it all the way back down. So the risk reward is favorable. While if you're bullish, yeah, maybe you could argue, but I think I might have entered the trade like right around there. So I don't know if like it would have played out. But if you're bullish right now, okay, that's your risk point, 529 flat. What you're in control of is your risk and obviously your exit strategy, whether you're taking a loss or whether you have profit, multiple profit targets, blah, 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 trend following, that's up to you. You're in control of your risk to reward. That's what you're in control of, and that's what you need to stick to. And then you're just looking at the law of large numbers. If you're always controlling your risk to reward and ideally you have better accuracy, obviously the more you're right, the easier your life is going to be. But that's something that maybe you could just learn with time and study and research and back testing. But really, even if you're like starting to trade today, like if today's your first day of trading, right out of the gate, the major thing you are personally in control of is your risk to reward. What is your risk? What is your reward? Are you adhering to it? And then from there, you kind of just let the die roll and understand that even with high odds setups, sometimes you're going to take a bad beat. Bad beats happen. That happens in the market. The best analogy I could come up with that is you're playing whatever, poker. You can be dealt pocket aces and still lose. You're playing blackjack. You can be dealt a 20 and you can still lose. Sometimes, even with great setups, you can still lose. And vice versa. You can be dealt a 7-2 offsuit playing poker and still win. You could be dealt a horrible setup and you might get right. So sometimes just because you make money on a trade or lose money on a trade, making money and losing money is not the descriptor of a good trade. And I think this is very, very important for everyone to listen to. You can make money on a bad trade. You could do something you shouldn't have done, way too much risk, not enough reward, and you might just get lucky. That's totally 100% possible. And on the other side of it, you can have a phenomenal setup. You could have been patient. You could have had solid reward. You could have been measuring your risk. Everything might be going in like for you, and then you could still lose. Like bad beats do happen. Obviously, the blackjack and the poker metaphor. So really, I think, well, from talking with a bunch of successful traders who have been doing this for years and years and years, the definition of a good trade and a bad trade is not making money or losing money. It's did you very feverishly stick to your trading plan? That's all it is. What is your trading plan? Did you have the discipline to stick to it? That's a good trade. If you stuck to it, whether you take money, whether you lose money, if you stick to your trade, you did good. If you stick to your system, you did good. Now, obviously, on the other side of it, even if you make money or lose money, if you didn't stick to it, if you rushed it, if you weren't disciplined, and blah, 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 the list goes on and on, that's a bad trade then. And that's what you're going to do. Time after time after time after time, you want to set up a bunch of little winning trades, a bunch of, not really win, I mean winning as in good, not necessarily making money, but if you're always following your system time and time again, the law of large numbers says, given enough time, if your bet size is the appropriate size, so that's a little bit more in the world of like Kelly criterion, that's what's going to work out for you. 100% that's what's going to work out for you. Did this actually get filled? It did. Nope, it didn't. It got me excited there for a second. Okay. Baddies last night. Where are we at? Let me set this up. And actually here, while we're checking out at a spot gamma, calls are still, calls, I was going to say calls are flat, but literally as I picked it up, this updates every 10 seconds. You can see that there was a slight uptick in 0 DTs on call side, as in a little bit more bullish call aggression. And there was a slight uptick in puts as well. And as puts go up, that means they're closing outputs. So as calls go up, that means calls are being opened. As puts go up, that means puts are being closed, because calls have positive delta while puts have negative delta. So they're kind of the inverse of each other. So the white line is the price line of the S&P 500. The two on top here, the orange and the green line, are the net delta for your 0 DTE calls and also all expiration put together calls. So the 0 DT is the green line, the orange is all calls put together. And then on the bottom, you have two blues, the light blue and the dark blue. Light blue is the 0 DT puts and the dark blue is all expiration puts put together. So it's nice to track what's happening with the delta throughout the day. So even though I see that the price is going up right now, for me to be a little bit more confident on the bullish side of things, I would actually want to see this trend to continue that's currently going on. So I saw it going a little bit flat, but literally in real time, as I'm giving you this like very quick lecture, we're actually seeing a pickup. The delta is clearly going a bit more positive. Couple more 0 DT calls coming in and a couple puts being closed out. So you have a lack of bearishness and also additional bullishness. This type of insight is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely freaking phenomenal. I don't know how people trade without it. And for those of you who previously have been a little bit uneasy with the price of spot gamma, it is $250 a month. But for those of you right now, for the next 7 days, for the next week, you can get 80% off. It only costs $49 for the month. So check it out. It's in the description of the video. My mods will drop it in chat, but it's 80% off right now to get this type of real-time analysis. And it's so valuable. It's so absurdly valuable to know what's going on, because the real opportunities, at least in my humble opinion, arise when you see the mismatches. When price is doing one thing, but the options market is doing a completely different thing, that's where the real money can be made, at least in my opinion. Excuse me. Can we get the option data for NVIDIA? Yeah, sure. NVDA. So right now, calls being picked up from 1020 to about 1046, so 26 minutes. Puts have been flat throughout the day. And really, so you can see that it's the 0 DTE calls driving the price of NVIDIA. Well, maybe the calls in general, not so much the puts, but you can see how the price line is pretty much just like tied to the hip with these calls on NVIDIA. The other thing you can see is on a relative basis if it's cheap or expensive. So for example, for today's expiration, NVIDIA premium is cheap, but for next week's expiration, it's expensive. And when I say premium, I mean both calls and puts. If you want to see right here, the IV is below this colored in graph, which means premium cheap. Next week, it's actually getting really, really expensive. And after that, they're looking for a bit of IV crush. And then if you look at the volatility skew, you can see that's pretty much flat and also within the region, which means that it's pretty much fairly priced. It's like priced relative to itself, like a normal amount. It's not really high or low on this. But the fact that it's flat means that in terms of the options market, both the bull side and the bear side kind of relatively balanced. So I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, I'm selling calls, I'm selling puts. If anything, I'd look for like an iron butterfly, a ratio spread, an iron condor, something along that nature. Actually, I don't think I do a ratio spread on this one. Iron butterfly or an iron condor, just because it's so flat right now. What is the IV on it? The IV on NVIDIA is currently 61%. The Garch rank is 44. There was one other thing, the history I wanted to check. Oh, that's interesting. So the delta, so the hedge wall dropped and the put wall dropped. So a mixed bag, actually, I would say on NVIDIA. So in terms of, there's two questions of, Should you be directionally biased, and should you be buying premium or selling premium? Those are always the two questions. Right now, the premium is cheap for this week, expensive for next week. So depending on your time frame, today, if I was interested in today, I'd be a net buyer premium. For next week, I'd be a net seller premium. Then the other one is direction. Should you be bullish? Should you be bearish? Does it align with price? Does it not align with price? And right now, I would say NVIDIA is showing signs of a mixed bag in terms of the underlying, but in terms of the daily, even this is a potential top. So yeah, very, very mixed. Directionally mixed, but premium is cheap for this week and it's expensive for next week. So depending on your time frame and what you want to do or what you don't want to do, I hope that is helpful. And right, in terms of the daily, the candle structure, this is another topping formation. I believe it's referred to as a shooting star candlestick. I believe this is what we're seeing. Yeah, right here. Shooting star, a type of candlestick that forms when a security opens, advances significantly, but then closes the day near the open again. So kind of going red. That's right here. Shooting star. Commonly, when you see it on the top side, that is a common sign of topping. So this is what we were talking about a little bit earlier. But right here, this little 3-bar formation, that is kind of a peak setup. It's a shooting star. It's whatever you want to call it, but it's a bullish reversal setup. So not only are we seeing that on NVIDIA, we're kind of seeing that not so much on Meta, not so much on Netflix, not so much on Tesla. You could argue a little bit on DJT. Rumble's actually looking bullish, or the opposite, not on Coin. You can see it on Apple. So I can see it on Apple, you can see it on NVIDIA, and you could also see it on SPY in real time. Those are the type of setups that would be quote unquote reversal shooting stars. Now, are they guaranteed? Like everything in the market, literally nothing is guaranteed. So you might be feeling a bit more confident with a bearish position, just be like, I see a shooting star. But please understand that doesn't mean like you bet everything. If anything, it looks like we might be having a double top situation on the SPY and the Qs. Why am I calling out a double top? Well, guess what's probably dropping? Options. I bet right now options are, color me fucking surprised. Wow, look at that. Calls are dropping. What did I tell you? When calls drop, look for the top to be put in. Right here, the green line is dumping and people are starting to purchase puts. This is why spot game is so popular, because you cannot name another product that gives you this type of predictive power about what's about to come in the market. And I mean, you have a week left. So I'm going to be very, very annoying about it for the next week, because why would I want you guys to pay more? You can get an 80% off deal right now. So I highly recommend you guys check it out. Pinned to the top of chat in the description. But let's see if it goes. Let's see if you see, here's the telltale sign of that, like we're clearly topping, is if this green line keeps dipping. If you see, like right now, we've kind of just gone flat with it. But if you see this drop, like if you just see the green line vomit, look out below, because what that's going to do is people who bought calls, they're going to panic and they're going to continue to sell. But more importantly, with respect to market makers, when you're buying a call, like let's say you're really aggressive and you're bullish and you're buying a call, what that actually means is you're buying the call, the person selling you the call, the market maker, because you can only buy and sell options to market makers. You don't deal with other traders. It's a single dealer market, unlike equities and stocks where that's a multi-dealer market. If you're engaging in options, the other player is the house. The other player are market makers. If I buy or sell Tesla, there's a chance that you're taking the other side of the trade. A small chance, most likely it's getting internalized by like Citadel or Virtu, but there is a statistical chance that you're on the other side of the play if you happen to be in the market at the same time I am. That is never, ever, ever true with options. With options, you're always playing against market makers. You're never playing against hedge funds, institutions, other retail traders. You're always playing against market makers. Always, 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 100% of the time, you are never, ever, ever playing against anyone else if you're trading options. Options are a single dealer market. You play against market makers. That's how it works. Because of that, when people are aggressively buying calls, that means that market makers are selling them calls. When they sell calls to hedge their book, they have to buy an appropriate amount of shares based on the delta to hedge their book. They always want to be perfectly hedged because their goal is not to be directional. They don't want to be bullish or bearish. They want to be neutral, and they want to play the spread between the bid and the ask, back and back and back all day. That's their whole goal. Market makers are not directional players. So to not be a directional player, when they sell you a call, you bought a call, they buy an appropriate amount of shares to balance it out. And that appropriate amount of shares, it's computed by using the delta. So each contract might be 100 shares, but they're only going to buy a percentage of it. And the percentage of it is literally the delta. So my point being is, when this starts to drop, you have a couple things that are like a little bit of a confluence. So when it drops, that means price is dropping. So people who are bullish, they're getting a little bit antsy. If it drops quite a bit, people are, my calls are now bust. So they all start to bail. Then you get this snowball effect of people bailing on their calls, especially today because it's a 0DT call. So they start to bail. Well, when they bail, that means that the market makers no longer need the hedge. And remember, they initially hedged the position by buying stock, which means when they unhedge, they sell that stock. So it becomes very quickly a self-fulfilling prophecy in both directions of, it's dropping, so people bail on their calls, which causes the market makers to unhedge, which pushes the stock down more, causes more people to bail on their calls, which causes the market makers to unhedge even more as more and more people are bailing on it. So that's why these are the types of things that I'm very much paying attention to, because when I see a big movement, especially on a Friday in the 0DTE market, it's usually indicative of either a trend reversal or even potentially a continuation in the current trend. You need to see the trend of the 0DTE. So right here, as price picked up and up and up, people were this green line. Follow me on this. They were buying calls, buying calls, buying calls. It became a self-fulfilling prophecy because as they bought calls, they were bullish, and the market makers to hedge had to buy stock. Thus, the price went up because you have a new aggressive buyer in the market. And once again, they're not directional. Then all of a sudden, people said, okay, I'm kind of done buying calls. What happens? Price starts to flatten. And then if people don't really have the cojones to hold on, all of a sudden, they might start to dump. And when then they dump, the market maker unhedges, selling stock, providing downside pressure, which might freak out other players in the market who are originally holding their calls. So I get that I'm throwing a lot at you and there's kind of some craziness to it. But I mean, right here in real time, you can see exactly at 10:55:10, you can see that someone dumped a chunk of 0DT calls. They dumped it. They were long and they dumped, and thus the delta dropped. And simultaneously, when they did that, someone bought puts. It actually might be the same player. I have absolutely no idea. But you could see what it did to the price. It caused the price to drop. And granted, we bounced a little bit as we're trending up. But let's see. It looks weak to me. It looks like we just had a classic double top on the Qs and the spine. It looks like we're about to go down, which means that when we do vomit below 529, I should be able to lock in my money, which will more than pay for my subscription to Spot Gamma. Can you check options on FFIE, and in your options is volatile to high to consider puts? Once it turns, I believe it's showing strength right now, but it'll turn when they start to upgrade. No, premium's too expensive. Premium on FFIE is very, very expensive right now. So I'm not specifically talking about calls or puts. I'm talking about both. You don't want to buy calls and you don't want to buy puts because you need a large move in your favor just to stay break even. So when premium's this expensive, when the IV's this jacked up, you want to be a premium seller, not a premium buyer. And a lot of people get that wrong. And one of the most recent examples of that was NVIDIA at their earnings right here. So NVIDIA closed out the day at 674, and the next day it opened up a lot higher at 750. It opened up $100 higher. It opened up 11% higher, and yet people who had calls lost money. And that was the common question I was getting. They're like, how did I lose money when we opened up 11%? And the issue with that is because people paid too much. Premium was too expensive. So even if you're bullish, if you're like, no, dude, I'm bullish, I want to take advantage of this. When premium's expensive, you don't buy calls, you just sell puts, or you do some other strategy. You either can buy stock, you can sell puts, you could do maybe even a debit spread. There's other more advanced techniques that you would do to take advantage of. But on any given day, buying premium is not the same as another given day. Sometimes it's on a relative basis more expensive and you want to avoid buying calls or puts. And on other days it's cheaper, and that's when you want to buy calls and puts. Not every day is built the same. And what are we doing now? Are we breaking out or breaking down? Looks like we're coming back down. Yeah, did I make my money yet? Close. So right now on something like FFIE, from a statistical standpoint, like if you were to take that trade over and over again, you would not, I had to make my money, right? Where the fuck's my money? Bada bing, bada boom. Let's look at this. Here's my history. All right, let's go over it. Let's see the money I made. I got 100 contracts at 69, and on top of that, an additional $18 because you get a rebate every time you trade options on public, which is why you guys should all be on public. And then I just got out at 71, which was a net gain of 200, but then another $18. So I just made $236 on that move. Easy peasy, lemon squeezies. 200 from the trade, another 36 from the rebate because you get the rebate when you're opening and when you're closing for every single contract, which means that, I mean, it's like I was able to use Spot Gamma to make that trade. I was calling it out in real time to all of you. That's why you should be on Spot Gamma, because it just paid for itself. Right there. It just paid for itself. And I guess that's my Spot Gamma pitch to you, but my mods will drop it in. You can check it out. Nightbot should be posting it, but here's my proof. Here's my real-time trade to all of you. It cost me 6.8K. I got out for 7.1, made $236, no commission fees, no per contract fees. You get a rebate to trade. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And it's nice when a plan comes to fruition and we're starting to vomit, which means for me, am I still in future? I am. So I forgot about this. Team, I completely forgot I was still in this play. Am I going to get lucky? Is your boy going to get lucky here? Maybe. Yes, no, maybe so. 246 is the brutal looking one. 246. What about these other ones? 236? How's 236 looking? Okay, so they all have profits just above the intraday low. That's the profit target. So I'm hoping that this keeps vomiting. 250. Yeah, they all have profits right above the intraday low on the Qs. This is the NASDAQ. I'm trading the NQ contract on the futures market, which is the NASDAQ 100. It's just the futures contract for it. So I'm hoping we vomit to the intraday low. I am hoping we go. So is FFIE even moving right now? It's picking up. It's picking up. It's picking up. The short interest on FFIE is extraordinary, 92%. We can look at the real time. I want to be clear. I have no position on FFIE. I'm literally just covering it because there's a lot of interest in it. But the estimated real time short interest is 91%. And it's on the threshold list. And the cost to borrow, the average cost to borrow is 15%. I don't know if they have this on Spot Gamma because it is a penny stock. They don't have FFIE. So I can't look at the real-time options on it, but I can look at the real-time short interest. Okay, where are we at? We've had some good discussion today. I appreciate it. Okay, market's vomiting. Good. That should be good. Sign up for the Discord. Ooh. Everyone shut up. Everyone shut up, and you have to listen to this. I am extraordinarily happy to report to all of you, my loyal viewers, another bout of political insider trading. Representative Trone just disclosed the largest political stockpiling in history. He reported over $97 million worth of trades. That's $97 million. And the best part is the fact that every single one violated the law. It violated the official Stock Act, but it does not end there. You want to know the punishment for all $97 million technically being an illegal trade? The fine's $200. You heard me right. $97 million worth of illegal trading, and his fine is $200. Riddle me that, Batman. How does this make sense? I don't. No, that's not a hypothetical. Like, I need Batman to tell me how to do this. How? 97 bucks? Am I losing my mind? Dude, if you traded $97 million illegally, the fucking Gestapo would come from you. Dude, the SS would come out of their graves and the U.S. government would hire them to hunt you down. Do you know what would happen to you if you did that with $97 million? Dude, they would put you not even in a prison. They'd put you under the prison, lock you away, and throw out the key. Dude, they would throw They would throw the key in the bottom of the ocean with the Decepticons if you did this. Do you know how fucked you would be if you did that? But then to them, they're like, is 200 cool? And he's probably like, that's a little expensive. They're like, all right, fine, 0. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Show me a man that gets rich by being a politician, and I'll show you a crook. Credit goes to the former president, Harry Truman. Nancy Pelosi, average annual salary, $223. Net worth, this is actually underreporting. It's not at 202. We're pushing 250 million. You have Mitch McConnell, annual salary, $200K. Net worth, 95 million. Chuck Schumer, annual salary, $210,000, net worth of 75 milli. And Elizabeth Warren, the one who's fighting for the little guy against big corporations, annual salary of 193, but somehow worth 73 million. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a bright guy, but this math ain't mathin'. How do you get paid $200K per year, even at 50 years if you're a career politician? How do you amass $200 million worth of assets? Oh, the answer is bullshit. Now, as much as it enrages me and like truly fires me up and makes me want to just punt a baby, the chance of this going away is slim to none, because the way it would be pushed away is by it being made illegal. It would be made illegal by the people who are doing it. So I don't think that they're going to stop themselves from lining their own pockets. So as infuriating as it is, while it's happening, you might as well make some money off of it. Street Beat allows you to do that. When you sign up, use the code Matt, and you'll get anywhere between 20 and 5,000. So just for your time alone, you're guaranteed at least $20. But when you go into the app, you know what? I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you right now. How do I bring this up on the screen? Producer, how do I do this? A power. I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to show it to you. Everyone sit down and shut up. A power. What do I do? Local cast. How do I do this? Everyone shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Wireless connection. Local cast. Searching. Nope. What internet am I on right now? That's the wrong internet. Hang on, I'm on the wrong internet. I'm going to show you how sick this is. Local cast. Is this going? No device found. No, do I need to, how do I bring, connection failed? Dude, I'm just trying to show you guys my phone so I can show you the actual app. Localcast. Can you guys see my phone? Nope, it's on the wrong screen. Can you guys see? Whoa, it's really big. Oops. How do I make it smaller? It's so big. It's so large. Well, here's my Street Beat. If I click on it, can you guys see that? Why is the phone so big? Full screen. Oh, okay, cool. This is my actual account. I'm showing you right here. I'm the one moving it right here. Blah, 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 blah. That's crazy. We got it. Whoa, that's Matt's account. Anyway, so here's my personal performance, up 14%, crushing it. You can see every single strategy I'm in from Street Beat is green. 7%, 18, 22, 21, 26, 6.7, 44, 39, and 12. I also happen to be in a little bit of individual stock as well, JPQ, and a little bit of rum there. But anyway, my favorite one is this one right here. U.S. Congress buys. U.S. Congress buys. Does it define it? This portfolio tracks the performance of stocks that have been purchased by members of U.S. Congress or their family. This portfolio is weighted based on the reported size of the purchases with daily rebalancing. So basically, if you want to be trading and invested in what our Congress is in, this is it. You literally just elect, you're like, oh, cool, I want that one, and you put money in it. I'm already up 26%. Folks, I've only been in this for 8 months, 9 months. I am up 26% and it handles everything for me. I put in $1,000. I am up 26% by copying what our Congress does. So as absurd as it is, as frustrated as you might get from this, there is an easy way for you to copy all of them. Easy way for you to copy all of them. It's all handled by StreetBeat. So I highly recommend you guys checking it out. Oops, that closed out. I highly recommend. Oh, I was almost break even there. And you also get a bonus for checking it out. You'll get $20 at minimum. You could get up to 5,000. Just make sure when you do sign up and do all that, make sure you have the code Matt. I think it's the coolest thing ever. I don't know why other people aren't doing it. I mean, that's the easiest 6% gain of my life. And I just let our politicians do it. All right, very quickly checking in. Options are now flat again. So we popped, we went flat, we dropped, flat again. So just wait. What is my opinion on the next move? Do we bounce and recover or do we break down? Obviously, due to my current positions, I hope we break down because those are my positions. But the options market is saying we don't know yet. It's going flat. You can see it right here. So I would, if I have no position on the day as of right now, I'd be like, nope, it's flat. I can't. I need to wait for it to either pick up or break, and then I would be able to know which way to actually play it. You guys already know about Apex. I was trying to see what trades I could still have here. So I'm still in 1, 2, 3, 4 positions. That one's definitely down, locked in loss. This one is actually up, locked in 150. So right here, here's the 4 positions I'm in. That one is getting its nuts kicked in. Account 248. But all the others made money today. I did 226. Oh, that's the one I manually traded to get it green again. So all the others, good money. Good money. Should be able to, from Apex, request out $18,000 this weekend. If I'm able to do that, I will make a video and I'll explain not only the request process, but I'm going to give some tips and tricks of the best way I think you can make money on Apex. So look for that video either this weekend or early next week. Oh, wow. We are over on time today. Over on time. But you know what? We're having a good Friday. I don't want to be rude and miss anything that you guys sent in. Did you guys send in some reacts? I think you did. Oh, found them. We'll do a couple. The fact that you take time out of your day to send in things for me to watch, happy to do it. Oh, I saw this one. Post a meme, market manipulation. Makes millions on insider trading. Completely normal. Yeah. Pelosi, getting paid $223,000 a year, is now worth $250 million. Nothing to see there. What is this one? Quite an interesting conversation. Oh, this is that TikTok libtard Gen Z dude, Harry, and pedo Pete.
Oh, question is, seems like your predecessor was all talk, as you kind of just touched on, if you agree with that.
Well, let me tell you what I would like to touch, young man, and not just talk about it, if you know what I mean. You're a little older than I usually like them, but I've had my eye on you for some time, young man. I think after this I should give you a private tour of the Oval Office. Where's your boyfriend, Chris? You should call him to come by as well, and we can make it a party. I've been watching you fine young men grow up, and I mean, I have really been watching. You like candy? I have this sucker in my pocket for you. Oh, wait, that's not the candy. That's my Viagra. I'll leave that in there for later.
So bad. So messed up. Virtual fast food workers?
This is wild. Virtual fast food workers from the Philippines are being hired for $3 an hour as opposed to New York's minimum wage of $16 per hour. You can hire 5 virtual workers for the price of 1 in-person worker. So I went in person to take a look for myself. A virtual worker who was literally on a Zoom conference call greeted me as I approached the self-service kiosk located outside a restaurant. Once I placed my order, the virtual worker instructed me to go inside the restaurant to wait for my order to be picked up. And to my surprise, there was another camera pointing to the entrance of the restaurant, which the same virtual worker was also greeting. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that this is a smart move and more restaurants? This is wild.
People are going to get priced out of their job.
Down the first time.
and Nancy said something to him about he didn't understand about women. So, what?
Chuck was masterful.
Well,
he was masterful.
She set him up so I could go in for the kill.
No, but he was masterful. He's talking to him about the government shutdown and about immigrants and the rest. And he says, I'll take ownership of the shutdown.
Said, so, Mr. President, will you own the shutdown? Yes, I will. And that was, oh, thank you very much.
There are a series of moments that you saw firsthand. There's the clap, there's tearing up the speech, and then there is the famous picture. It's the meeting in the cabinet room where you stood up and confronted. Looking back at those moments, what was going through your mind?
He said he doesn't stand a chance.
They're just so weird. They're so strange. This video is staged and scripted as indicated by the nail text bio and captions on his video, all of which are labeled as comedy or meme. This husband came in to get his money for the wife. So apparently not real.
Are you the guy that did my wife's nails yesterday?
Yeah, I did.
Did she give you a tip?
The one that gave me $25 tip?
Yeah, she said she gave you a base tip.
Yeah, she did.
I need that back.
Why? She gave it to me.
We're running low on money and she shouldn't have even got the nails done, much less give you a tip.
That's weird, but I'm not going to do that because
I'm gonna need the tip back, bro.
I can't. She gave it to me. You didn't give it to me.
So how do you want to do this? I'm going to get it back one way or the other.
Well, why don't you bring your wife in here and she can talk to me about it?
Well, she's not coming back in here because you're going to try to get more money from her.
Well, you should have.
The money back.
You should have came in yesterday with her.
I was busy. I worked making my own money.
So why do you need
If
the
this ever
$25 bag if
actually
you're making your own
happened,
money?
that'd be so messed
Because
up.
we don't make enough. And she's in here giving it away.
That's not my problem.
But are you the guy that did...
That would be really messed up if it did happen. I'm sorry I sound like this.
What are you watching?
Oh, Green.
Nice. You ever seen Blue?
Me and my girl actually just finished Blue last night. I liked it.
I like Blue, but I don't like that, like, because the guy who directed Red made Blue.
Uh-huh.
See, like, right there, the guy who
Yeah.
directed Red, he put in influences from Red.
I didn't even like Red that much, but when I saw Blue, I was like, this is good.
Do you like Purple?
Like, I see the influence.
It is a sequel, like a secondary.
No, have you seen Turquoise?
I haven't, actually. Like, Green is good because
Yeah.
it's like anybody can watch it. You can kind of just jump
You
in.
can just get into it.
If you can lean into the cheesiness of Green,
Yeah.
then you're like if you just have fun with it and you don't expect too much. It's
exactly.
not going to be
No,
red.
that's
not, Green is not going to be red. Can I put on yellow for a second?
I mean, I'm down to start yellow.
Because it's a reference to green. So see how it's like. So see how it is like yellow.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like cool when they do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning when it opens up.
Yeah, but anyway, I'll rewind.
Yes, like when it just opens up and it's just yellow.
And now compare it.
Such a cool shot.
And then compare it to the opening shot of Blue. See that?
Not the same.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll have what he's having. I feel like you have to be very, very high to watch that. The reveal. That was pretty good. All right, where are we at? Nvidia, like I said, shooting star. Microsoft, kind of a shooting star. AMC getting destroyed. GME getting destroyed. Bitcoin breaking out. This is your official Bitcoin breakout alert, folks. Q's indecisive. SPY indecisive. Apple, kind of a shooting star. Amazon, oil. Ooh, gold's looking strong, really strong. IBIT going perfectly with Bitcoin. TLT showing a little bit of weakness. Texas Roadhouse had an all-time high yesterday. PanW, this is a swing play from the Discord that's actually looking real good. Okay, that's a bit of a recap for y'all folks. That's pretty much what I have for you. I appreciate all the good vibes. Don't forget to sign up for the Discord. Don't forget to check out Streepy, and don't forget to check out Spot Gamma. So Spot Gamma, the deal on that lasts for another week, so you have a week to decide. The deal on Apex only lasts for 3 more days, so that one you might want to decide this weekend. The Discord will be around, but if you want to get in for free, use the code Goonie, and check out Streepy if you want to mimic political insider trading. I hope you enjoy your Friday. I hope you make a buttload of money on your Friday. I'm looking at FFIE right now, which is continuing to rip. It's crazy. It's a pump and dump, and you never know how big the pump is going to be, but the dump will eventually come. So I obviously implore you to use some sort of trend following methodology. I hope you crush it. I hope you make a lot of money. If you take a big risk, I hope you get a big reward, but obviously don't let a nice big green trade go somehow red against you. That would be very, very silly. Anyway, I appreciate all the good vibes. TGIF, I hope to see you at a Texas Roadhouse tonight. Peace out.